Hey everybody, it's Stafford G coming from one of the beaches of the world, actually South Beach, Miami. I want to start out and tell a story about I moved to the Caribbean, and one of the funniest things that I learned was their outlook towards time. Time was something to them that didn't exist like it did in the normal sense that we have. We're so conditioned to run on 9-to-5 jobs, or whatever. It basically revolves around what your jobs are, and that's how we are. When I got down there, it was like people, and people have jobs obviously, but it was like most of the people are on island time, it's called. And island time means that they're late for everything. They look at time and as something that, when they get there, that's when things transpire. So it was called island time. And island time, everybody kind of laughed about it, but it's a serious flaw in that going. But you'd go and see somebody and you go, what time is it? And they're like, well, I think it's Tuesday. If they could get the day right, that was a good thing, because nobody had watches. Nobody, I haven't worn a watch for years because of I became a person on island time. But at the same time, I was, and this was year wise, it was 2005 or 6 that I started to get into trainings of direct marketing. And I was reading books, Think and Grow Rich. I was reading Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. I was reading as much information I could. I was getting on trainings by anybody I could to try to better myself and try to learn how the industry worked, how to become successful in the industry. And it was at that time that I met a young lady, and she was and became one of my favorite people to learn from. What spewed out of her mouth was amazing to me, because she was not only a success, but she was somebody who, when she spoke, it was like gold. I was sitting there, I couldn't write fast enough. And she had weekly conference calls, and so I made sure I was full notepad, pen ready every time I got on her calls, and she transcribed a lot of them, which helped out because she would speak so fast it would be like you couldn't keep up with her. So to transcribe her stuff, I was able to print a lot of the stuff that she had. But I learned from her that she had learned from her mentors, and she had some pretty good mentors. She was actual friends with Jim Rohn and stuff, so it wasn't like she was getting information from people that weren't qualified individuals. But at the same time, she told me a story about what was called from her mentor the wealth formula. And it's that people in life and in business fail because of one reason, and that one reason is their indifference to time. And it kind of didn't make sense to me, the indifference to time. What does that mean? It was like people don't realize that the value of time. And she said, the wealth formula is one sentence. How many hours are there in a week? And I was like, the minute she said it, I was like, well, that's 7 times 24. That's the total. But I didn't know what the number was. I didn't know anything as far as if what that meant, but most people will go, well, there's 40 hours in a week, or you just ask anybody off the top of the head, you don't find anybody that knows that answer. And that, my friend, is why so many people die broke, because they don't understand that. And you can't, off the top of your head, it's like I would say 24 hours times 7. I'd need a calculator, I need a pen and paper to add it, because I, off the top of my head, didn't know the answer, And so when you calculate it, there's one answer. It's 168 hours. And to know that, you can start looking at things differently. You have 168 hours every week, every 7 days of your life to get things done, to accomplish things, to do what you're going to do to succeed. And so, we're only equal. All of us are only equal in two ways. One is in the eye of God. We're all looked upon in the eye of God in the same way, and we all are given the exact same amount of time. Now, that's it. So time is critical in what we have to accomplish what we need to do to find success. And knowing that there's 168 hours is something that you need to put at the top of your brain, the top of your mindset, that you have that amount of time, because there's only two ways that we're given in this world to make money. And that's one, we sell a product to our fellow man, and the second, or we provide a service to our fellow man. And that's it. Doesn't matter. You can be a real estate agent, you can be a MLM director, you can be a drug dealer, you could be a prostitute, you can be whatever it is. We all have the only two ways to make money, and that's it. And so it doesn't really matter what you're doing. How you utilize your time is, and present your service or your product to people, is going to determine your success. So that's the word of the day. Remember the wealth formula. It's 168 hours in a week to do what you have to do to present your product or your service to people. In today's age, it's a lot easier with the internet, where our exposure level is completely changed from 10 years ago, or 5 years ago actually, from that time. But anyway, there's a link at the bottom of the page, or the link below this video. Click it on now. Click it on. Don't waste your time doing anything else. Just click the link now and see what it is I've found, because it's taken care of saving me immense amounts of that 168 hours a week to be able to utilize tools that transform things that would take days into hours. 3 hours to me is a work day. 4 hours today, if it's a good day where I start getting busy, I'll do 4 hours. But 2 or 3 hours a day, that's confined. So click the link below now. Don't wait, do it. I'll see you on the next video.